accidentally found out my parents were planning to end my life. I was looking for tax forms in my parents' filing cabinet to apply for disability benefits when I found life insurance policies, each worth millions. That's when I realized my parents had been killing me since the day I was born. My parents were the picture of devoted caregivers. For 18 years, they'd driven me to countless doctor appointments, held my hand through procedures, researched treatments for my mysterious chronic illness. By the time I was 10, I couldn't run without wheezing. By 15, I needed help climbing stairs. Now at almost 18, I spent most days in bed, too exhausted to even shower without sitting down. Mom quit her job to care for me full-time, mixing special smoothies to help with my fatigue, brewing herbal teas for my pain. Dad worked overtime to pay for specialists who could never quite diagnose what was wrong. "We'll never give up on you," they'd say, tears in their eyes as I lay in another hospital bed. Our relatives praised them constantly for their sacrifice while I felt guilty for being such a burden. Then I found the policies and realized my whole life had been not only a lie, but a murder plot. The polices were from 17 different companies, premiums that cost more than our mortgage, all maturing when I turned 20. Behind them were receipts, thallium sulfate, ethylene glycol, ricin powder, all delivered to our house days before my worst flare-ups. The final date on the leases, when they would all mature and my parents could collect if I died, was circled in red, and it was only 2 years away. I stared at the papers until they blurred, my whole life rewriting itself. Every hospital visit where they advocated for more tests, every special meal Mom prepared just for me, every supplement Dad researched. 18 years of slow, careful poisoning disguised as love. I confronted them at dinner. "I found the policies," I said, my voice shaking. "I know what you've been doing." Mom's fork paused halfway to her mouth. Dad set down his water glass. For a moment, nobody moved. Then Mom smiled sadly. "Oh, sweetheart, are you having those paranoid thoughts again?" She looked at Dad with concern. "Remember what Dr. Morrison said about the delusions?" I slammed the receipts on the table. "Thallium sulfate? Ricin? What have you been using these for?" Dad sighed and picked up his phone. "I'm calling Dr. Morrison. She needs to be admitted tonight." Mom was already standing, reaching for me. "Come on, sweetie, let's get you packed." I tried to run, but only made it 3 steps before Dad grabbed me. Years of poison had made me weak as a child. "This is for your own good," he said as Mom prepared a syringe. "You're very sick, sweetheart. These delusions are getting dangerous." The needle went in, the room spun, and I woke up in a psychiatric ward. For 3 months, I fought to save myself while they tightened the noose. Every doctor I contacted believed their story about my paranoid delusions. 18 years of medical records proved I was chronically ill and unstable. When I refused to eat, they got a court order for forced feeding. When I tried to tell other patients, the staff increased my antipsychotics. "Your parents visit every day," the nurses said. "You're so lucky to have them." They were right. My parents never missed a visit, bringing homemade meals the staff forced me to eat. "We know you're scared of the hospital food," Mom would say, spooning soup into my mouth, "but I made this just for you." Each visit left me sicker. My organs began shutting down. The doctors blamed my chronic condition and said I was entering the final stages. My parents cried beautifully, holding vigils at my bedside. "We always knew this day might come," Dad told the staff. "We just hoped for more time." Behind him, Mom was already planning my funeral. Last week, I made one final desperate attempt. I begged a janitor to test my food, but he reported me to the nurses. "She's getting worse," Mom sighed when they told her. "The paranoia is constant now." They moved me to the terminal ward, where Mom personally managed my comfort care. They hired private nurses who let Mom bring all my meals. She sat with me for hours, making sure I ate every bite. "I know you hate us right now," she whispered yesterday, stirring something into my applesauce. "But this is what your dad and I needed to do. And we took such good care of you your whole life, didn't we? You got so much attention." My organs were failing faster. The doctor said maybe a week. My parents slept in shifts at the hospital, so I was never alone, never able to refuse their loving care. "These 18 years went by so fast," Mom said one morning, injecting something into my feeding tube. "I'm going to miss taking care of you so much." She was crying real tears, and that was the worst part. They did love me, in their way, the same way they loved their house, their car, their garden. I was just another investment they'd carefully tended, and harvest time had come. They'd collect $50 million for their dying daughter, while everyone praised them for their devotion. Most parents would have given up, the nurses told them. "She's lucky to have you." I lay there paralyzed by medications and poison, unable to speak while I watched them accept comfort for their impending loss, as everything started to go dark around me. Full story on the channel below.